I am going to identify which armor is better based on what I'm wearing. I just tossed on a set and upgraded it. So how do you compare upgraded armor versus armor on the floor? Let's say you're in the middle of a Dread Dungeon run where you would normally farm this kind of armor. And you looked at this piece and it's like, is it better? Is it not? Well, what the piece on the floor can do is cap range. So it'll, like, it reaches 420. So if it reaches 420 range, it'll max out at 559 after the stat boost. That's just what Transcendent caps at, 559 or 420 without the boost. So if I were to equip it and upgrade it, see, it reaches that. And then you can do damage too. Obviously, it's a trade-off now. Do you want the range or do you want the others, the sides? I think the sides are better in this case. If it depends. This was just a lot of numbers to compare. So this piece, for example, this one does not cap range. Like I'm looking at aura stats, right? So like for the auras, you want tower range. So this one does not cap range. So I don't think it'll be much better than what I'm wearing. But it does have attack rate, which could benefit you if you need it. I think I have enough, so it doesn't really benefit me. This one is not a very good tower piece. This one is actually more geared towards kind of DPS, not really. It has a lot of AB2, so that'd be nice for DPS. It's actually good for upgrading. It has a lot of cast rate. This one's definitely geared towards DPS. It's got a lot of damage, upgrades, and AB2. This one on the floor is better than the one I'm wearing because it does cap range, it has more damage, and it has more HP, which is all three stats that you want. So I'm going to equip that. So I'm basically looking at the amount of upgrades, it has, and the stats I want. So this 210 upgrades is enough to get range to 240, which will be 559 after the stat buff. So I'm looking at it at the upgrades, if it caps, and the stats I need. If that makes sense. So if I equip this and upgrade it, it's going to be better. Ooh, wrong one. It's going to be better than the one I had before. I think the second one I want. I think we're going for damage here. So yeah, pretty piece, right? See, 420. 420 is the cap on Transcendent. If I equip it, it's now 559 on the right side. This one will not be better. It does cap range, but the other's two stats are lower. This one does cap range. It's actually really kind of close. I still think the one I'm wearing is a little bit better. Just because it will have more HP. I mean, you can also just... If you need to compare them, I mean, you can drop a piece of armor you're wearing and directly compare them. Yeah, it'll have more range, less rate. Alright. Let's look at a DPS character. Okay, so again, just have a transcendent set on. Oh, it's not upgraded yet. I should upgrade it. Don't upgrade it the way I'm about to, because I just want to do it quickly. Don't use this as an upgrading guide. Oh, this piece actually doesn't have tower damage. I guess you go AB2 here then. Okay. So, how do I tell which one's better? Well, I see the positive HP, I see positive resists, I see upgrades, and I see a lot of tower or hero damage, but a lot less AB2. So this is a trade-off. Like, I think damage will be about the same in the end, but ABT will be a lot less. And a 70 HP gain isn't a big deal. So I think the one I'm wearing is a bit better. Okay, comparison here. This one has low upgrades. It has good stats, low upgrades. Don't take the one with low upgrades, because then your resists will be a lot worse. You want about 250 upgrades ish. Somewhere around there at least for DPS characters. Just so those resists get high. Oh, I didn't upgrade all the way. Cap damage, that's why. Okay. So again, the one I'm wearing is a bit better because I think depends on if you want AB2 or not here. I think the resists are low. It has low damage. It has a lot more HP and a lot more AB2. So this one's on the fence. I think it just depends if you want AB2 or damage. This one has a lot of upgrades, so this will probably actually cap resists, which is a very good thing. So if you want resists, definitely take this piece. And it has damage too, so that's a bonus. Like the one I'm using right now doesn't have damage, so this one I'll probably equip. This one does not have damage. It doesn't have the most important stat for DPS characters, so I don't think that's very bad. That's much better. This one, it has less upgrades. I mean, more damage, less upgrades. I think I'll keep the upgrades because I need those resists. This one is actually close. It has the HP. The AB2 will be kind of, I think, 100 off. I think I'm going to use this one. This one's like, it's up there. So I think I will use this one over the one I'm using right now. Mostly for the HP, I think, here. The tower boost is always a bonus. So I will equip that. I think there's one more DPS piece over here. Yeah, right here. This one is actually much better than what I'm wearing right now. It's got really high damage. It's got good AB2. It's got more HP. I think I would use this one. I mean, it's I don't know. It's pretty straightforward to me. You just look at how many upgrades the piece has. If the piece can cap for mostly for towers there, it's hard to tell if they can cap with DPS pieces because you need to upgrade those resists first to figure that out. And the stats, yeah. And you have to pay attention to what stats you want. Like if I were to go through like a folder of Where did I put it? Here it is. Okay, if I were to go through like a folder of these and like point out which piece is good for what, I could. Like this one, probably best for tower boost or hero boost because it has high boosts. That's about it. It's got at least 200 upgrades, so you can do resists a little bit. I mean, this one has bad resists, but this one's good for towers. I mean, look at the tower stats. Might be best for apprentice because it has no HP. This one, it only has 177 upgrades. I don't know, tower stats are okay on it. If you were desperate and didn't need range, you could throw it on an apprentice. Tower boost, probably. I mean, it's not a very good one, but if you needed it, damage, or tower damage, for sure, on this one. Not apprentice, though, because apprentice needs an attack rate. But, probably Eevee. That's where I would put it. See, just look at the best number on the piece of armor, and use that as your starting point as to where it should go. I mean, attack rate. There's not really any hero that needs attack rate specifically, so go to the next one, which is speed. Probably don't use speed as a defining feature. So now you're down to range, which is good for monk or huntress. Or even hermit, but hermit likes damage too, so maybe not hermit. This one's good for Eevee because it doesn't have range. Eevee doesn't need a lot of range, so like 2k range is fine on Eevee. This one has a lot of upgrades, so probably tower booster, hero booster, or upgrader maybe. I don't know. Upgrader probably needs HP, so probably not. This one has low upgrades, so I mean it has hero stats, but low upgrades. I would not recommend using it if you have a better one with more upgrades. But you could use it as a DPS piece. This one has pretty decent upgrades for Transcendent. Like, I'm talking Transcendent here. When I say decent, I mean over 200. You want, theoretically, 300 upgrades on Transcendent pieces, but they're slim. Slim pickings. So this one's good for DPS. Low upgrades, probably towers. I think summoner here, probably the best option, or Eevee. Summoner or Eevee. You probably want to upgrade damage or one of these two stats. Has upgrades, so probably DPS on this piece. It doesn't have HP, which is unfortunate, but you could use it as a DPS piece. Like, if you just look at the piece, look at what it's good for, and then, like, this is a good DPS piece. Good for towers. Like, you theoretically, every tower character wants every tower stat, but you could, like, get away without a couple. Like, this one doesn't have range, so it might be good on Eevee. I don't know. It's hard to explain some of this, but I hope that helped in some way or another. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye.